Grameen is a Bengali word, Bangla word. It means village. In early years, when I was struggling with the banking system, one of the arguments that I was making that the banks are designed to be urban banks. They don't keep rural areas in their mind, so they operate only in the urban area. In Bangladesh, where 15% of the population live in the urban areas, remaining 85% live in the rural areas. They don't seem to have any banking facility. Then government created along the way agricultural bank. And I'll say again, that's wrong. If it is representing the activity of a rural area, then agriculture is not the only activity in the rural area. If there is a bank for agriculture in the rural area, there should be a bank for manufacturing in the rural area, bank for trading in the rural area, bank for fishing in the rural area. So you open up the whole subject. Why don't you make one bank which does all the activities of the rural area and call it a rural bank, which in Bangla it translates as a Grameen Bank. So this is one issue that I was raising. When I started it, so I thought this is what I should do, try to create a bank which addresses all issues, not just agriculture, not just one other aspect. So I called it Grameen Bank. We wanted to bring the financial services to the poor people, which didn't exist, still doesn't exist in most of the countries, because bankers believe that giving loans to poor people would not be worthwhile because they are not creditworthy, they won't be able to pay back, it won't be business of the kind that they would like to have. So we went ahead and did it and demonstrated that it can be done and created a bank, village bank or Grameen Bank. And this is owned by the borrowers. So we made lots of differences in creating this bank. We almost did everything the other way. Whatever conventional banks do, we do the opposite way. Conventional banks go to the rich, we go to the poor. And they always try to find the richest person to do the business. We always look for the poorest person to do the business. Conventional banks go to men mostly, we go to women. Conventional banks work in the city centers, we go to the rural areas. Conventional banks want the borrowers to come to work, come to do business at their premises, we go to the doorsteps of the borrowers. So you can see piece by piece, we are very different. Conventional banks want collateral, we say we don't need collateral. But it's banking because we provide the banking services, they create opportunities for income generation, and the bank recovers its cost and makes profit, and the bank is owned by the poor people, so the profit goes back to them. So in every sense, this is as business as one can get, but only thing is done in a completely different way. Grameen Bank ownership structure is unique because conventionally, traditional banks are owned by rich people. If you own a bank or share of a bank, you must be a rich person. We kind of reversed that idea. We made the borrowers of Grameen Bank the owners of Grameen Bank. And borrowers of Grameen Bank happen to be very poor people. We have over 8 million borrowers in Grameen Bank in Bangladesh. 97% of them are women. Not only they are poor, they are overwhelmingly women. So these women, they own the bank and they sit in the board. So that way it's a very different kind of board that you see in the bank of Grameen Bank than you see in a conventional bank. There is nothing about generosity. Where did you see the generosity part of it? We created a bank which does business with the poor people, and the business is owned by the poor people. There is no generosity part into it. It's just like any other business where you do business, you make money, you make profit, profit goes to the owners. So then Microsoft is a generosity too. If Grameen Bank is a generosity, I don't know what the generosity part comes into it.